Brandon, your mustache, it just looks good. I forgot to tell you guys. I pressed live.
Ah.
I did it. Chug.
Hi. Oh, shit.
Oh, no, sorry. He was chugging the old Diet Coke and PBR. But either way, what's up, everybody? It's Thursday.
I'm doing great.
Doing great? That's good. I'm glad everybody's doing great. Easy. I was in your live earlier, and I got laughing. Somebody was like, "What happened to your arm?" I don't really like to talk about it, but I Rochambeaued or something, the wrong woman kid, and and then she put me in the
Spartan kicked the wrong woman's kid, and she just Karened out on me, and she threw me in a chicken wing and wouldn't take the tap, and just ripped all the ligaments in there. Took 3 surgeries. Finally had the last one 3 weeks ago.
Yeah,
it's been rough. Had a potato gun accident. Sometimes I'm milking a dolphin while riding a shark. It's just,
I've done that once. I'll never do that again.
Yeah, I do not recommend that.
No. Wife texted me. She was on her way home. I tried to race her, and I lost.
Well, I'm gonna have to use that one.
Yep, that's a good one. So, for anybody that doesn't know, or anybody that's simply just listening to the podcast, the voice you're hearing right now, that's me. That's Matt. The wonderful, amazing, just like a voice that you probably would hear on a radio or something. Well, that's Brandon J. McDermott. World-renowned author. You can check out his book, Abandoned Brandon. He recently just had a cool book signing, so that was a cool experience. I was able to see that on the Facebook and the social media, so congratulations on that. And
congratulations, Brandon.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate
and that voice, that beautiful voice that you hear as well. That's Toby. That's Toby. Right. So, fellas, we might hear my dog barking a little bit. Logan might show up. Logan might not show up. I don't really know. Go ahead, Brandon.
Why is Nita's name green? What does that mean?
Oh, well, it's because Nita is one of our 2 amazing YouTube members. They decided to become part of the
join button.
Yeah, they hit the join button. So thank you, Nita. Big shout out to Nita, Autumn Metal Queen, and Ct Anderson, our 2 amazing members. But you guys are all amazing. All right. I mean, I don't have to sit here and say, "Oh, your name's green, you're more amazing." But no, that's what that means.
You are.
You get some benefits to some stuff. You get a shout out every single episode, and you get special emojis and some stuff. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So thank you to all you amazing people, and also thank you to everybody. Elo, Nita, I think sent over some articles. We got some interesting stuff. Nothing that I think is going to trigger Toby this week. We're going to trigger him every other week.
I'm not going to lie to you because we skipped Tuesday because unfortunately, for anybody that didn't know, Matt was very sick on Tuesday. All day long, I kept having to stop myself because I was like, oh, I'm sending this TikTok to him for tonight. And I had to keep deleting my messages. Like,
you could send him. Producer Zach, who apparently is not in studio. Apparently he was overworked last week, and he's back to whatever D&D stands for. I think it's Dicks and Dudes or something.
Hey.
No?
I like D&D.
Oh, I don't know.
The way that you just said it, not the...
I mean, whether it's Dicks and Dudes and Dungeons and Dragons and donuts and dildos. Oh, yeah, that too. But either way, producer Zach is not in the studio, and I'm in the studio by myself. This is Logan. Logan's right there. Hey, Logan. In his defense, though, the team that he does coach, they were in the Final Four of the section, and they were the underdogs, and they had a very big win against the defending champs, the team that everybody just thought was going to steamroll everybody.
So they took the number 1 seed out, huh?
They did. They played a heck of a game. I didn't get a chance to see it, but I was able to listen to it on the radio, and they from the other team made some costly errors, and that team, Logan's team got down early. They came back and they won 9-5. So congrats to them. They're going to go to the championship game and take on, I don't know what other team, but either way. So he's I'm assuming going to have some celebratory beverages because we always had a thing when we coached together. We were always going to have a beer or 2 after the game. It was whether it was going to be a happy beer because let's be honest, happy beers taste better than sad beers. So he's having happy beers and seeing how he is he goes to school now. He doesn't have school for the next 4 days. He's off.
Oh, nice.
So that's what we got. So yeah, Toby mentioned for anybody, I was super sick. I mean, obviously I there's much more sick people in the world. I'm not trying to sound it, but I'm a pussy when I'm sick. I'm not very tough. I'm the first to admit it. I'm not good. I just laid around and then ran to the toilet, and then I laid around, and then I ran to the toilet again, and then I was just playing that game. But Euban was way more sick than me from talking with him. Like he has whatever I think we have the same thing, but he had a worse, which
What'd
is
you
not
eat?
possible. What's that?
Was it
Did
food?
you guys
What'd you eat?
were you guys together?
No,
Oh,
no, not at all. I mean, he lives in middle America, and I am East Coast. No, we weren't together at all, but it's been running through his house. I still think it was food poisoning, and I ate Five Guys, and I'm never gonna approach that place again for a long time. I even only ate half my burger because I was like, man, this just doesn't taste right.
Mm.
I mean, when's the last time you guys walked into a burger joint and ate half a burger?
Never.
Pretty much every time I go to Burger King, I think.
Oh,
Oh, it's
fair
not
enough.
that bad.
No, it's
What's
not.
What's funny is I was in this place, Potsdam, New York, college town and stuff. They got a Five Guys, they have an Arby's, Burger King and stuff. We were at a lacrosse tournament for the kiddo, so we said let's just get something quick. The final, there was Burger King was thrown out, and they were like, just you decide. And I wanted Arby's big time, but I knew that they were they were big fans of the Five Guys and the fries. You had one of the kiddos who was like a preteen having just an emotional moment over who knows what, just crying and shit over. And I was just like, fuck it. I feel like one time Madeline Janelle Art told me the key to living in a house full of women is say nice things and always have good food. And the kid loves fries, so I'm like, good food. And I said a couple nice things. She came out of it. And then a lot of things came out of me for the next couple of days. So I paid the price for it, but the fries were good. I can't imagine the fries got me sick, but oh shit. I did some reading. A lot of people get sick from Five Guys, and they say it's from the mushrooms.
Here's the mushroom heads when you're trying to attack Five Guys.
Oh, I see what you did there. I set myself up for that joke, so we're gonna continue to slide past that. But hopefully, Euban's feeling better. Hopefully, speaking of Five Guys, hopefully producer Zach is having a good time with D&D tonight, because I'm sure there's not a lot of women in his circle that are playing it. Not saying that women don't play D&D, and I know it's not dicks and dudes, it's Dungeons and Dragons, and I'm not trying to offend the Dungeons and Dragons community. It's just not my thing. I tried it once. I did try it, and I didn't have a terrible time. I just don't have the attention span, and I think the imagination to kind of go through and be like, okay,
it really does require a very active imagination, because the best part about playing it is if you have that active imagination, you can kind of see these things playing out. But it's even better if you've got a good, like, really a lot of Dungeons and Dragons has to do with having a really good, I don't even know why I'm talking about this, but
Dungeon Master.
It has to, yes, the Dungeon Master has to be this amazing storyteller that
Just
can
like
allow the flow of conversation and the action and everything else to go smoothly. And he's got to know what he's talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Brandon, as soon as I said Dungeon Master, I feel like you had something to say there. You lit up.
I did. You said, and I'll back up Toby when he says when playing D&D, the best part is having a good Dungeon Master. Just like when you're behind closed doors in a bedroom.
There it is.
There it is.
Yeah.
But yeah. So like I said, that's what we got there. But so we're gonna do this first article, and then I'm gonna ask after the article if you guys have any experience or have any follow-up stories from the article. And as we can see in the headline, this is episode 138, and it was a woman got stuck. Or I think there's something like that. Let me see here. Yeah, woman got stuck. All right, we'll just go with it. Woman got stuck. And how do you think this woman got stuck? And if anybody wants to guess along in the comments, feel free.
First question is, stuck in what?
Yeah, where was she?
Give us a hint. If it doesn't give it away.
The woman was apparently out national forest.
Okay.
She's stuck in a national forest.
A place in a national forest.
She got stuck in an outhouse or in one of those little places that the public bathroom places. She got stuck in a toilet in there.
I'm just picturing her sitting on top of a fence. Oh,
well, if you're picturing that, let's not have you stand up for the episode for a little bit, because all right, so Toby, we're going to give you a point here for anybody keeping track at home. A woman who accidentally dropped her cell phone into the hole of an outhouse. Not only did you guess outhouse,
Let it go, man.
you're
Let
going
it
to get
go.
2 points, but
Let it
dropped
go.
it in there, went there, and then fell in while trying to retrieve it and had to be rescued by firefighters in Washington State.
Oh.
So, question: how did she get rescued? I mean, how did she contact people to say, "Hey, help me"? If she's out in a remote place,
Well, she might have gotten the phone and then been able to call from the phone while still stuck in there. Or somebody else might have come in, not been able to get her out, and they called.
All right, so let's set up the story, and then we'll feel a little bit better, I believe, for the woman, and the skills and the dedication to get this beloved phone that we're all
What are you
truly
doing,
do love,
bro?
Yeah, I'm stuck in the outhouse. Brennan Fire Department Chief Tim Manley. What a name for a fire chief. Am I right? Tim Manley.
oh
What
yeah,
a stud. Said the woman who was atop of Mount Walker in the Olympic National Forest northwest of Seattle had been using her phone when it fell into the toilet on Tuesday. Manley said she disassembled the toilet seat and used dog leashes to try and get the phone and eventually used the leashes to tie herself off as she reached for it. That
How
effort
deep is
failed
this
and
thing?
she fell into the toilet head first. So if anybody's
like
claustrophobic
canyon?
and having to listen right now, I do apologize.
So just imagine you fall in head first. I don't like being inside of a porta potty. You don't ever want to touch the seat of a porta potty, but imagine being you're head first in the bottom part where all the human waste is, and your only saving grace is to grab and hold on and pull. If you're lucky enough, yourself out, which she probably wasn't able to. She had to call. That's a terrible place to be, friends.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It doesn't get much shittier than that, but so the woman was alone and tried to get out for 10 to 15 minutes. Reunited with her phone, she called 911.
Could you imagine finding the phone and just, I gotta wipe it off?
More points. Another point for Gryffindor.
We're at Toby 3. So responding firefighters passed her blocks to stand on to reach a harness, which they used to pull her out of the vault. She was uninjured. She washed down and strongly encouraged to seek medical attention after being exposed to human waste, but she only wanted to leave.
Kids, never take anything valuable into a porta potty with you. Keep everything in your pockets. The only thing that should be coming out, gentlemen, is your tallywhacker when you unzip your pants to go to the potty. But other than that, nothing should be coming out. Your phone should not come out of your
I've seen
pocket.
so many videos of people like digging into porta johns at Coachella, and like there's no way, man. There's no way.
No, not a chance in hell. So we do have to, I think, add to the story that it is said to be an outhouse. So I'm picturing an outhouse. You know what I mean? Not even a porta potty, because if she fell in,
ones.
like a wooden one that's dug into the ground. Because I have to imagine it's pretty deep. Because if this woman was to fall in and needed blocks to be able to reach a harness and was tying herself down, it had to be pretty deep.
6 feet. That had to be like 6 feet down, 7 feet down.
Yeah. I don't know the average outhouse depth. Producer Zach. Oh wait, you're not here.
That sounds deeper than my septic tank.
It could be. I mean, yeah, most septic tanks are only a couple inches below, and then a couple feet. Yeah, I don't know. That's got to be terrible. But I've also
5
heard
feet deep. It says
5 foot.
It's about 5 foot. Yeah.
Wow. Thankfully, I guess for her sake, it wasn't full. I'd have to imagine that the ground's going to absorb, some of the liquid, and
5 to 7 feet.
Wow.
Yeah.
Unreal. Could you imagine just standing in a fight? There's just a hole looking up like, well, where are the dogs? That, you know what I mean? The leashes she's using the leashes. Where'd the dogs go? I got questions. They did not release the name of the woman. Obviously, probably a little embarrassed. We could probably get her on the show if we could find out who it is and have all our answers.
Here's my biggest thing. You're an EMT. You're a member of some sort of rescue group. You show up. You find out she's not dying. How quick are you going to be jumping? Like, let me give you my hand, right? No. Okay, you stay there. We'll get something to help you out here.
Oh, dude, I'm putting on one of those gloves that veterinarians do before they that goes all the way up to the shoulder before they go all the way deep into a horse or a cow's ass. Yeah.
Yep. No, I like their approach. Hey, watch out, because this is a big enough hole. We're going to throw some blocks down. You're going to stand on these blocks.
Cinder blocks. Just.
And then it might splatter on you, but clearly you landed head
Oh,
first in
God.
a 7-foot shit pit.
I didn't even think about it. Imagine just the what is it? What do they say? Insult to injury. They're like, look out!
Just imagine going. She went head first underwater. You know, some got in her mouth and her nose and her eyes, dude, and her ears.
Yeah. That's...
You have to go to the. You literally have to go to the doctor. You have to go to the doctor.
If
antibiotics, probably.
I saw you post that thing earlier about D-Flick's going to make a movie about this. If he did, he would do it similar to the movie that James Franco was in, where the guy had the hiker, the true story where the guy had to cut his arm off. He would do it dramatically like that.
Yeah. And I've heard stories where people went into outhouses or porta potties or anything like that in these wooded areas, and they've seen snakes come up. They've even seen bears pop out of there. Like, could you imagine going to take a shit and a bear's under there and you're shitting on a bear's head? Nah, not for me. Yeah, so much pink eye. Look at this stud. What's up, Zach? What's up, my dude? Yeah. 117 hours.
Yeah, that was the name of the movie. 117 hours.
Wow, that's a long time to be trapped like that. But
that's
yeah,
so cut his arm off like a Swiss Army knife or something like that.
You missed a story about a woman who was rescued because she dropped her phone in an outhouse outside of a national park near Seattle and decided to try to get in. Had some dog leashes as harnesses. Ended up falling face first into the outhouse. Got stuck. Found the phone. I guess there's a scenario. It's a shitty phone, so clearly it was an iPhone. And then called police. And then they threw some blocks down, harnessed, brought her up. She refused to go to the hospital because she wanted to go home. And now people think she has mega pink eye.
Okay, so my question, and I know I'm thinking way too deeply about this. At what point, and I don't have a septic system, so I have no idea, but does the solid just liquefy, or does the solid go to the bottom? Is it just like a thick?
It's designed so the way a septic system works is that when it comes in, the solids sink to the bottom and the water continues to go up to the top, and the water pushes out through a tube towards the top of the septic system to drain.
Yeah, and then there's a leach field, so it goes out the leach field.
It all drains out to the leach field.
And then depending on the use, say there's only a couple of you in your house, about every 10 years you have to get it pumped out. It will fill up eventually.
My wife just said, well, she got rescued, so since it is an outhouse, instead of it having a silver lining, it has a brown lining.
I've got a question for you. This happens to a loved one of yours. Unfortunately, of course.
She's staying in there. She's staying in there. She's stupid enough to A, bring her phone with her, B, drop it in there and not just come out and be like, hey, I dropped my phone in there. We need to go get a new phone. And C, dove in to go get it and got stuck. She's on her own. I'll make a phone call and I'll sit outside the outhouse, but she's in there.
I'm just picturing a Rob Lowe, Chris Farley, Tommy Boy hose off at the gas station.
She's not even riding in the car with me. She's taking an Uber home.
No, yeah, I'm going to say they're going to the hospital, getting cleaned up the proper hospital way. I'll meet you there. But it's going to be an expensive ambulance ride, but it's better than, having your entire car full of somebody else's shit. I mean, if you're not feeling well, potentially and allegedly exactly like I was the other day, and you shit your pants, it's one thing, it's your shit. When you're laying in an entire pool or puddle of other people's shit, nah.
See, Bomber's got it right. Bomber's got it right. The phone never existed once it falls in, and if she jumps in, she too never existed. I am just straight out, and if anybody asks me, I will respond as if I'm Dexter.
So do you guys have any stories kind of segueing from this? Not of you falling in an outhouse or anything, but stories of you, phones or people you know or whatever with phones in toilets or...
I got something that'll send a shudder up your back.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yet also make you laugh.
I'm in.
I live in Nebraska, and University of Nebraska-Lincoln, the Cornhuskers, have a stadium, of course. That's where they play their football games. In the bathrooms are all old school. They haven't been updated in a long time. And so you get these long trough-like urinals where like 5-6 dudes. You've seen them?
Yeah, they have them in the Carrier Dome in Syracuse too.
Yeah, it's not anything that's, it happens. They also have these circular water sinks.
Yes, sinks.
Where you have to push on the bar on the bottom to get the water to come out. I tell you how many times I see somebody come in there and like, oh, fuck, you get the water to come out. Anyway, so this dude goes.
They always sound like that.
I don't know. Goes and rocks a piss in one of the stalls, I think, or something. Comes out, can't figure out where the sink is because, of course, the water, nobody's aware. Goes over to the trough, notices the urinal cakes at the bottom, thinks it's what do you think he thinks it is?
No.
A bar of soap. Grabs the bar of soap, squishes his hand in the bottom and starts... Oh, brother, no, that's okay, I'm just gonna walk out of here, bye.
Dude, bro, you gotta give your no on that one real quick.
No, it was awful.
So mine didn't have anything. Well, we did have to go into Porta Johns for this. I wasn't one of the ones that had to do it, but I had a couple of soldiers that did. While I was in Bosnia. I'm not going to give the name of the unit or anything because I don't want to get in trouble for telling the story just in case, whatever reason, because trust me, there was cover up. One of the lieutenants left his 9mm pistol laying on a table in the chow hall while we were in Bosnia. And this is like, we were on top of a mountain. Like that's where this little base camp was that we were in. And he went back to go grab it because he realized like an hour later that he forgot it there, went back to go grab it, couldn't find it. There was a whole base-wide search. They're like, everybody had to dump out all their stuff and it was nowhere to be found. Trust me, there's some local in Bosnia owns that thing now. But we had to go through, and I was the main person in charge of checking all of the garbage trucks that came in. So when they came in, I had to climb into the garbage truck. And now, mind you, there's pictures of me doing this where I'm like sitting up like this in the garbage truck up to here and having to dig through and sort through. So I'd be in there. And the main reason why they chose me, I don't have a sense of smell. So I'm digging through garbage and I did this for 2 weeks. Also had to go to, because they have a burn pit, also had to go down to essentially the dump that we had that was just right down the road. Had to go there, sort through all the garbage there before it went into the burn pit for 2 weeks. I had to do that. Never found it, of course. And nothing ever happened to that lieutenant either. It was nice.
Interesting. I don't really have any good stories of phones and toilets. I know that there's been a couple of times like I've been taking a leak and I'll just pull out my phone and then it slips. And then thankfully there's still some athletic ability in my body. And like I make them like a miraculous catch. And I'm like, I still got it. I can still play. And then thinking like, oh, if that goes in, it's done. I don't care. Like, so you know what I mean? I think maybe, if I was taking a leak, most of the time you're drinking beer, it's clear anyways. I'm going to pull the phone out. I'm going to obviously sanitize and stuff.
Digging in an outhouse.
No, in an outhouse, no.
Or if it's gone.
No, it's gone. But like you guys said, it's not coming out of my pocket in anything or any scenario of that, Yeah. No. Unreal. So we got that one, and we're gonna continue. We're gonna continue with a little bit of an interesting story here. So Arby's. There's an Arby's in a place that I was going. Oh, again, a lot of weird things going on the West Coast. It's Vancouver police in Washington.
Again, Washington.
Washington. A lot of weird things. There was an incident with a milkshake flavor that was created for some people. So I'd like your guesses on this.
It was
milkshake.
Shit.
Yeah, we jumped from a porta potty story to this. It's
got to be shit.
Well, they got Jamocha, they got chocolate, they got vanilla. I don't think they got strawberry. Are people creating these flavors? It's not the roast beef juice, is it?
It was an Arby's manager who did this.
Oh, please tell me it's not something that bad. No. It's not like those cupcakes, is it?
Yeah, I mean, you give me.
Yeah, they guessed it. I'm gonna go roll with them.
All right, so Brandon's gonna say the bodily fluids of a from a man. Lot of people on that page. Okay, an Arby's manager admitted to urinating at least twice in the company's milkshake mixture, according to a report from the Vancouver Police in Washington.
There it is.
There it is.
Cap.
I mean, yeah. How, man? You ladies all on the same page. Okay, fair enough. Noted.
Laws, of course, differ depending on states you live in, but in some places, this is a definite this is a felonious act.
Oof.
Absolutely, yeah.
So the police said in a press release that they obtained footage of the night manager, Stephen Sharp, urinating into a milkshake mix container. Sharp confirmed the incident with police and said he had it done for sexual gratification.
Oh, dear Lord.
Yeah, right, Kappa? What?
So they were looking for individuals who may have purchased a contaminated milkshake from a 2-day span, and this was in October at an Arby's location in Vancouver, Washington.
I would like to debunk something real quick. I know this is off topic. Amanda, while you are correct, and I love the gusto, it is sterile. Yes, inside of you, urine is sterile, but your pee hole usually is not sterile. It's usually filled with bacteria. So once it leaves that pee hole, your urine is no longer sterile.
Yes. Yep. It's not. Just because Bear Grylls drinks it doesn't mean we want it in our Arby's milkshakes.
Yeah,
they allegedly did call it the Bear Grylls milkshake, but it was the name was declined.
Yeah, the only way you're getting sterile urine out of a man's body is with a catheter that has been sterilized before even being put in.
But you are correct though in your assessment. I didn't mean to point you. Everybody says that, and I just always think. My wife said that to me one time. I was like, "What are you talking about?" Wait a minute, she's right. Oh, God.
Yes, Arby's. They got the meats and piss shakes.
Yeah, I've heard of the piss shivers. You know, when you wake in the morning, you got to take a piss and kind of get the shivers a little bit. You know, kids get it. A little bit. My daughter, she was 18 months. You can tell when she's going to the bathroom because she'll just be sitting there and just shiver a little bit. But when it comes to piss and ice cream, I don't think that was probably a good idea. I know he got caught on camera, so it's easy to catch. But I would guess that after a long time, that's going to separate. Like that.
I mean, how if he
would think? Well, isn't it constantly mixing? I would ask somebody from McDonald's, but they have to have a working milkshake thing to tell me first.
He got caught this time. It makes you wonder how many other times, if he's doing it for that reason, how many other times did night manager Stephen Sharp really do this? And allegedly contaminated the mixture. Between 30 and 40 milkshakes were served that they estimated in a statement from another manager at Arby's. It was taken to court. Sharp said he was almost sure that he disposed of the mixture after urinating in it. But he also then said if it wasn't thrown in the trash, it would have been served the very next day.
Now think about this. Like if that's a felony, that's 30 to 40 felony charges.
Yeah.
Right.
For sexual gratification. I mean, each their own, I guess.
Just remember when you're angry at somebody, it's a different topic. But when you're angry at somebody in public and you're getting a fight, don't spit on them. Throw a punch, get that charge, but don't spit on them.
Oh, and it gets worse. It gets worse. So he was also being investigated. Apparently, this kind of opened the door because there was digital evidence cybercrime unit then began investigating this guy, and he was in possession and selling a lot of photos and videos to sexual exploitation of minors and a lot of other things, and a lot of things that happened in and around that Arby's restaurant. So there was, thankfully, he is booked and he is in Clark County Jail.
Where in Washington was this again?
Vancouver.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
That does. But yeah, he ended up getting charged with 4 charges, all related to the child stuff, and they're still investigating to add more charges. Yikes. Not a good look for the Arby's, and I mean,
I didn't realize this. I thought Vancouver was just probably over the border from Vancouver, Canada, but it's not.
No,
it's over the Oregon border from Portland.
Yep.
Did not know that.
There is
a horrible place.
There's somebody that is a good friend of the show that I believe lives in or near this place, and his name rhymes with Bo Flyers.
I was going to say, hopefully it's not doesn't rhyme with Steven.
Doesn't rhyme with Steven Sharp. I mean,
I will tell you, as a line cook working for a Perkins, I have done some pretty bad things to some really asshole customers. But all I'm going to say is this,
though, right?
Right. I will say this: if you've ever seen the movie Waiting, don't piss off the people that handle your food, because that is not an inaccurate retelling of what has and can happen.
Yeah. I recently just saw a buddy that I haven't seen in a long time. Turns out he's cooking for a place that cooks food for a lot of very ritzy college students and like a private school with a lot of money, the parents and stuff like that. And he was telling me, because he walked in and I was kidding around with the bartender. I was like, man, can't wait to send all this food back. We've been waiting here 10, 15 minutes, just being funny, like not trying to be a jerk. And he comes out and he starts telling me the story how during breakfast, there were some people that sent back pancakes because they just didn't taste right. So we made them the same exact way, sent them out, and they were the best pancakes they've ever had. And he's like, that's how my day started. How'd yours start? And I was like, well, 10, 15 minute wait. And I was going to send some stuff back, but clearly not. So then don't they mess up the order? I did not have it in my heart to send it back.
So, what's funny about this is I used to work in customer service before getting into radio, customer service call center. And we always would have, you'd have an angry customer. Somebody's pissed off, such and such didn't go right. This didn't blah, blah, blah. 9 out of 10, no matter what, 10 out of 10, but we would transfer that person to another person.
Yep.
And that person would more than likely be explaining to this person exactly what's going on, or even offer them the same thing the other person did. Look, we're sorry what happened. We're going to offer you a free month, whatever. They're always the nicest to the second person, and they're always douches to the first person. It just doesn't.
Yeah, because they think it's like, oh, I'm talking to tier 2 now. There's so much, which I don't get why people, and we could go down this whole rant, why people feel that they should even be able to talk down to level 1, or it doesn't matter if it's a fast food driver. I see it all the time. It's terrible. Yeah. I try to be as nice as I could. And I mean, and this just happened to me the other day. I was on the phone with Spectrum. All right. Trying to get a deal, $49.99. I should be able to get $400 down or whatever. I'm a business, this and that. I got transferred 12 times. 12 times. Still was never a jerk to any of them. And then finally they put me on hold for 15 minutes. And then I was just like, bloop. Because if somebody answered that phone, I was going to fucking explode. And I was like, it's not their fault. It's not whoever's answering it. Yeah, they transferred me 12 goddamn times. And they were all very pleasant.
The worst part of that is you want your problem solved. And now 1 out of every 2 times, I can't say 9 out of 10, it seems like when you say, hey, look, I know you have to transfer me to a different apartment. You work in a company that's very big and you don't have the right to do A, B, C, or D, which I want you to do. Please explain the situation to the next person before you drop them off. So then you get there and you're going to, okay, so what's your, I already walked through the security system with this other person and I get that you're trying to protect me. Okay, that's good. But now I got to list off everything I did with to the previous person with you and spend 3 to 5 minutes explaining it all to you. Yes, I've tried to shut this down. Yes, I've tried to check connections. Yes, I've done A, B, C, and D. Or yes, this has been happening. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. And now by the time I get done with you, you're not the person you need to talk to. I need to talk to another person.
Yeah. You got to repeat the process.
And it's, to your point, Matt, it's not their fault that they work at a place that has the shittiest. Real quick, we moved to a different state We bought 2 cars the day before. Dumbest idea ever. Don't do it. So then the company shipped the titles to the DMV of our old state. Dumb. So even though we told them, gave them new address and everything, so then we had to talk to the 2 companies we have a lien through, the 2 banks that we have a lien through. One bank was a small bank in Lincoln, Nebraska. Easy peasy. They got it shipped off or faxed off in 2 days, got it to the other person. Good to go. The other company was JP Morgan or Chase, whatever, in Dallas. They put me on customer service, somebody in Philippines, which is great. You outsourced your customer service to the Philippines, but now I'm talking to somebody in the Philippines about transferring a DMV copy of a title from Lincoln, Nebraska to where I live in a small town, Iowa, 2 hours apart, and I'm talking to somebody 8,000 miles away.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. So
it's like the last call I ever made to the VA, and the person that, and like you said, it's not that person's fault, but I think over a course of a 2.5 hour phone call, I got transferred about 8 different times. And the person that I talked to, when they said, "Is there anything else we can help you with today?" I said, "Ma'am, I know this isn't your fault, but there's nothing that the VA will ever be able to help me with again, because this is the last time I will ever seek assistance from the VA. And it has now been 12 years and I have not called them back."
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. And especially, being, an IT guy back in the day, like I've been on the other side of some calls, and people aren't calling usually you because they're in a good mood to start with.
Nope.
And I know and we all know.
No.
So you get it. You're already getting there and trying to do that. I applaud everybody that, can get through it each day and not completely hate their job. Because I talked to one woman. She was the sweetest woman I've ever talked to. And she personally guaranteed me that I would not be on hold. And she talked to me and talked to me and talked to me. And she's like, "Here we go." Bloop.
Yep.
And I was talking to somebody else. And she's like, "I swear on blah, blah." And I'm like, cool. Well, that was number 7.
The worst part about being a help desk technician is, as you guys know that I did that job, is when you get a phone call and somebody mentions somebody else that you work with, and you already know that guy's an incompetent idiot. So one, I'd start off with, "I am so sorry that they could not help you. I promise you I can't." Like, the whole point is to reassure them that, "Hey, I'm just letting you know you have the right person right now. And if I can't fix it, I'll get somebody out there."
I know
today.
the right.
But yeah, there's a lot of already upset because they've either been waiting and there's this giant queue of tickets that you just haven't been able to get to yet, or whatever it is. They're like, "I've been waiting for 3 weeks." I'm like, "Shows here that you turned your ticket in this morning."
Yeah.
It's like they don't know that we can see the ticket statuses, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, it's never a dull moment. So do you guys want to jump into the picker wheel, or do you want to do one more article?
Let's do one more article. So
this is UK. It wouldn't be an episode without some UK or Florida news. I didn't have any Florida news, so we're going to go into the UK. A man spent $12,480 or euros. Guess what that line means? How do I not give this away? To become something else. This man transformed himself into something, I guess. This is going to be a tough one to guess. This one's worth 5 points. Brandon, if you get this, you can catch up.
A snake.
He transformed himself into something.
It's weird.
I'm at a loss.
Okay. He's at a loss. All right. So, man spends €12,480 to become.
Oh, I saw this article. I'm not going to say
a dog. Grim was right. He even practices rolling, sitting, and paw. It says.
I thought this was a real dog when I saw the picture, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you.
Bring that up. What?
And I was like, is this a taxidermy dog? Looks like a taxidermy dog.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that's the man.
Is it just a costume?
Yeah. Look at his paws.
So he spent $12,480
on a realistic border collie costume to look exactly like his favorite breed of dog and pretends to live like a pet wearing it.
Where's little Timmy, Lassie?
Japanese man.
Japanese
some people spend
man.
millions of
Okay,
pounds.
now it makes sense.
Yeah. Some people spend millions of pounds to look like their favorite celebrity or Barbie doll, but one man from Japan decided to dedicate his entire savings to become a dog. Yep. I'm going to let Toby read this when we get to here, the tweet that he sent out. It was a lifelong dream to turn into a dog, and talented costume company made his unusual request happen. The man, who identifies as Toko, bought a realistic border collie costume from Zeppet. I think that's how you say it. A Japanese agency known for creating sculptures and models for movies. That is wild. I'm pretty sure it says, "Thank you, Zeppet, for making my dreams come true. My neighbors now don't get mad when I poo in the yard." If you want your own, use code TOKO for 5% off at Zeppet. I'm pretty sure that's what it says. 40 days is all it took him. Oh, there's a video. Okay. Apparently he made it a collie because it looks real when he puts it on. My favorite is a quadrupedal animal, especially cute ones. Among them, I thought that a big animal close to me would be good considering. Let's just play the video. I don't like this.
No.
I don't like this at all.
No. No. No.
How much money would it take for you to rub his belly?
Yeah, go boy. Oh,
you gotta pay off my car. You gotta pay off my car and my motorcycle.
I don't like this.
This is unsettling. Oh my God, the mouth moves?
Yeah.
That's a taxidermied head, dude. I'm telling you.
It's gotta be.
What are the chances this person has a partner in life?
Oh.
That's
gotta be a rough life.
Well, I mean, he's gotta because he's gotta get I guarantee he needs some sort of assistance to get into it.
Wanna pet my red rock
and zip it up. And without revealing too much, I can almost guarantee you that those are his knees. And I don't want to say how I know that his knees are in a very specific shape, but just understand that I know how his legs are in the back of that. And we'll just leave it at that.
We will leave it at that.
Yeah, let's do that.
I don't like it.
No, it is unsettling.
And for anybody else that agrees that was unsettling, rewind just a little bit when Toby said, "Let's do one more article." we're gonna blame him.
I absolutely apologize for that.
Yeah, there's a lot of I think it takes a lot to pretty much make this crew speechless, and I think that just happened. There was not a lot of talking. We were just kind of like, I don't like this. The internet can be a very scary place. But yeah, it's a person in a dog suit. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, there's all sorts of photos up and just interesting things. You guys can check him out on the Twitter, and he has his own YouTube channel. Oh man, he has his own channel.
Oh God! Of course,
the one video that we just played,
guarantee he's got more followers than I do, more subscribers.
What? Nope, 2,000 subscribers.
I'm fucking winning something. Let's God.
All be happy that the three of us each have more subscribers than this man and the dog. But the one video that we just played, 930,000 views.
Of course.
Yep. Every one of his videos are over 28,000. Interesting. So you can see Rough Collie's self-introduction and all sorts of weird. Oh, there's somebody playing fetch with the dog. I'm not going to subscribe. I'm sorry, Toko.
Yeah.
How about the picker wheel?
Let's roll. I got to get off of this poop talk, this piss milkshake, these fucking
Yeah,
big
let's
old
do the
dog
picker wheel.
costumes.
All right, let's do the thing. What's the name of the channel so I can immediately block that? To be honest with you, it's Japanese writing. I don't know what it's. I know the guys, he goes by Toko, but I don't know. Sorry. It's gone. I'm not posting a link to that. I'm not going to do it. Let's do it. If anybody has any questions for the picker wheel, get them in. We'll add them. And this was going to be an episode that Toby wasn't going to be triggered.
I like to fuck with people and say soda pop. But
Mother.
I don't have a this isn't like a gatekeeper, like you got to say it this way. I think generally speaking here in the Midwest, the Great Plains, Nebraska and Iowa, we say pop.
Yeah, and I originally being from Minnesota, I say pop. After living all over the United States, I can tell you that soda is the more accepted term in various areas. Kappa agrees with me. But when my parents came here, I was calling it pop the whole time that they were here. And it wasn't like intentionally, hey, I got to do this because my parents from Minnesota are down here. I just kept calling it pop. And my wife called it soda. And the look from my dad and mom were like, what? I was like,
how old were you when you moved there? And
I moved out of Minnesota when just before my 19th birthday.
Okay. I was going to say, imagine he's in high school and he says pop. Everybody get him.
Yeah, no. I left Minnesota when I joined the military.
Around here, like kind of you said, it's all soda, which is weird because, well, it's New York. And I think around like Western New York, around the Buffalo area is where a lot of people start to say pop. Because I know some people from Buffalo and they're like, you say soda? Yeah, it's fucking soda. I mean, what are you, Canadian? Well, we're pretty close. Yeah, I mean, 5 miles, just right across that river. But yeah, I don't drink soda or pop. So I never really comes out of my mouth. I got a free 2 liter of soda today. They called it soda, and I didn't know what to get because I don't drink it. I went Pepsi. What would you guys have went? It was all Pepsi products. I didn't know. I was gonna get some ginger ale to maybe mix with some whiskey, but then I forgot I don't mix whiskey with anything.
Yeah.
You're muted. I thought I went deaf for a minute.
Yeah, I think it's. I also don't mix my liquors, pretty much any of my liquors, with anything if I can avoid it. Unless I taste it and I'm like, ooh, man, that's much lower grade than the price. And then I'll mix it with something. Yep. But I think the only place that if I can remember correctly, the only place I've been where it wasn't pop, soda, or like Brandon said, I've been to places that call it soda pop, is I think it was Kentucky where they called it Coke.
I heard
everything was Coke. Doesn't matter what it is.
Georgia probably too, right?
Yeah, I've heard in the South that's a pretty big thing.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, but I feel like we did talk about that once, or maybe it was just a heated debate on Pepsi or Coke. And when Zach was on Triple T, it was definitely a Coke because Georgia Coke. But they put peanuts in their soda, and that's peanuts and Coke. That's apparently delicious. I never tried it. Not a soda drinker, but for anybody, there was one comment. I'm not drinking Pepto-Bismol. It's pink lemonade. Although probably should dabble in the Pepto-Bismol game every once in a while. Oh, Alabama, same thing. Calls everything Coke. Must be something in the water. Yeah, interesting. Coke. That must be interesting if you call everything Coke when you're going to the bar or you're going to, maybe pick up an illegal state some marijuana or pick up some beer and you call it Coke.
Interesting combination there, Brooke. I never would have thought of combining the two.
Yes, peanuts and cum is good.
I can't. I've never. Have either one of you two ever had boiled peanuts?
No, I've not. I've heard and seen it, and I've tried.
I haven't, but I have been told that they're absolutely delicious, especially the Cajun.
Yeah, I've had boiled peanuts, and they are phenomenal. Phenomenal.
See, damn it! Now I gotta try them.
You do, yeah. And to be honest, I mean, it's if you go to a place that specializes in them, they're gonna be much better. But we've actually boiled some ourselves, and they were good. I mean, I've had them obviously boiled one time, but did them ourselves, and they were pretty good. It's okay. We knew what you meant, Brooke. It's okay. No judgment either way, whether you eat peanuts and cum or peanuts and Coke. But she's going on record saying that peanuts and Coke is good. Yeah, there's nothing better than gas station boiled peanuts. I can say that I don't have a gas station there, but I also, after eating Five Guys, I'm probably not going to eat anything from a gas station for a while. I know Five Guys is not a gas station, but if my stomach couldn't handle that, I'm not risking any gas station.
Try the gas station sushi, Matt. I heard it's great.
I bet you it is. Let's do this again.
Yeah, let's do this again.
Don't trigger Toby. Don't trigger Toby. Oh, I could see the look. Oh, that was
I'm gonna bow to Toby on this one because I don't. My wife told me this. She's the science nerd.
I'm gonna tell you it's the egg.
Yeah, it would happen.
I'm gonna tell you it's the egg because if we're talking about the transformation of dinosaurs into birds, right? Like I believe it's got to be the egg to have that transformation down to birds. The egg had to have come before the chicken due to genetics and evolution. For those of you that don't believe in evolution, you're fucking wrong.
And what do you think? Just the chicken, just like is here? I mean, like it came from somewhere, right? Like,
yeah.
I mean,
and I'm also one of these believers that believes that there's dinosaurs that eventually evolved fur, that eventually evolved feathers, things like that. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure some of them were giant lizards, but at the same time, I also believe that they had feathers and fur at some point. So if that's an evolution that has not only already been actually kind of proven, but is acceptable or at least probable, then you have to believe that the next probable step, knowing that dinosaurs laid eggs, just like lizards lay eggs, and if birds are the possible descendants of dinosaurs, then it makes sense that the egg would then eventually concoct an eventual chicken or whatever went all the way down to make that. I mean, we breed chickens and we get all sorts of different breeds, and it's like mixed breeding dogs until you get exactly what you want. Like that. Explain the pug, okay? That's from genetic engineering wrongly, by the way. Don't get me wrong. I love pugs. I love the way they sound, but they're an abomination. If wolves saw them, they'd be like, the fuck?
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I'd have to imagine the egg would come way before. Like, and I don't know if it's supposed to be the chicken egg or the chicken first, or if it's just the egg or the chicken. I mean, eggs, like Toby said a great thing. I think eggs came way before a chicken was ever evolved or mutated or however you want to talk it. But yeah, I gotta agree. I gotta agree with you guys here. Yeah, that's a tough one. That is a tough one. I'm with you there. So I think before we we can move on from that one. Mm-hmm. I think we don't even spin it. Obviously, Ray passed away, and I say we just go with one of our favorite Ray movies,
Wild Hogs. No, there's no better answer. I mean, you got to go with Goodfellas. We can't hear you, Toby.
Muted. I was enjoying. I was gonna say the words, but I don't. I can't exactly talk like you.
All right. I really did like him in Wild Hogs. I'm glad Brandon actually brought that up. Don't get me wrong; it's not my favorite one. I loved him in Goodfellas, but you know what? What was the name of the one? No Escape. The one where he's trapped on the island, like it's an island of prisoners, and he had to escape.
Never saw it.
That's probably my favorite one.
I'll have to check it out. Never saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I've probably seen a decent.
I feel like Amber Heard's lawyer right now, Elaine, with my damn microphone.
I mean, Goodfellas, obviously iconic. I've seen it. I'm sure I've seen a bunch of other ones, but I can't think of any other ones off the top of my head like that. So if you guys want to just name some movies he was in, I could be like, yeah, that was good too. I know he was in a bunch of them.
God damn it, Elaine, get your shit together. If you want, I'll quickly bring up the IMDb and I can just kind of start going over it.
Yeah.
Narc, Revolver, Something Wild.
You know what? You don't always have to be the better person, Brandon, you prick. Let me
What?
have my limelight once.
Okay.
Go ahead now. You've ruined it. You've ruined it.
Was he in Field of Dreams?
Yes, he was in Field of Dreams.
I like that movie. I don't remember exactly his character's name. What else was he in?
Baseball player.
Baseball player guy, backup 3.
Mob of the Dead. Oh, he was a video game. He was in a video game.
Oh, he was in Blow, wasn't he?
Uh,
I loved him in Blow playing Johnny Depp's dad. Field of Dreams is good. Yeah. He was great in Blow.
I'm telling you, man. Like,
oh, Operation Dumbo Drop.
yes.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I never saw it.
I obviously saw it many years ago, but obviously I wouldn't have remembered that was him. Turbulence. The rat.
Great. So both of you are looking up IMDb now. Great.
Yeah,
Awesome. Thanks.
Got it too. He was in Muppets from Space. I don't remember that one. Hannibal.
Identity.
He was in Family Guy.
Oh, Hannibal. He was at the end of Hannibal when they cut and peeled the top of his head off, right? He's the brains that were eaten.
I'm not sure. He was Paul Krendler.
He was in Copland. Do you remember Copland?
I don't remember Copland, but I do remember Identity. Have you two seen Identity?
I've not, no.
Brilliant movie. Let me explain this real quick since we just got a moment of time. So Identity essentially is there's a serial killer that has multiple personalities and they hypnotize him to get all of his identities to meet each other at this like random remote hotel in his head. And people start dying off one by one. And the intent is that they're doing this intentionally because the man's a serial killer. They're trying to figure out which personality is the serial killer so that as each one gets picked off until there's only one left, and that's who the serial killer is. Ray Liotta in the movie, actually, I believe, plays a cop.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. The movie's great.
One actor I was just looking at Copland, and one actor I wanted to always ask you about when we talked about underrated actors or favorite actors. What do you think of Harvey Keitel?
You think Harvey Keitel is underrated?
No, I didn't. No, shut up. You put words in my mouth. What do you?
Okay, listen. Objection, hearsay.
You
said speaking of underrated actors, Mrs. Bird.
We talked about favorite actors, is what I also said.
Damn it.
So
overruled.
But not underrated, but just undervalued.
I would say
hear a lot about him.
Underappreciated.
He doesn't get the center feature role usually. He's a bad guy. He's always
supporting
cast.
He's always supporting cast, and I absolutely love him.
I think he's great. Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen a bad movie with him in it.
Nope.
Same with what's his bucket that we talked about, Gary Oldman.
What movie was it that Harvey Keitel was in? I want to say it was a comedy, but at the very end, maybe it wasn't even a comedy. Oh no, wasn't it Pulp Fiction where they drop it off and at the end he's got the girl from Saturday Night Live that used to play what was the name of the character where she could be one or the other?
Oh, you're talking about Pat.
Pat, yeah, the girl that plays Pat comes up and asks his daughter, and he's like, "All right, guys, we'll say goodbye," and she said goodbye with her own name.
Yeah.
There was one movie that he was in that I did see that I'm sure you guys probably didn't or don't care for, but it was Chasing 3000.
Oh yeah,
where two brothers drive across the country to see their hero Roberto Clemente get his 3,000th hit, and he's rocking a Pirates jersey in it. Pretty sweet.
The only 3000 movie I've seen is Mr. 3000, which I also loved.
Okay. Yeah, he was in a ton of movies. He was in SpongeBob SquarePants. He was in Hannah Montana. Holy cow. Ton of stuff. Good. They don't make him like him anymore. Isn't that what they always say? He had a 30 for 30 narrator. He did work with Ed Sheeran. The Money. Wow.
Anybody like Ed Sheeran? Okay, good.
No, I did like him in Game of Thrones, not gonna lie. And he was actually also pretty good in Red Notice. I said what I said. Don't judge me for this.
No judgment here. He was Hollywood Dick in The Many Saints of Newark. That's what it says. A lot of movies. Holy cow.
What's the picker wheel thing for next week?
Oh, yeah, let's do that.
What is it?
Let's do that. Picker wheel for next week is... Oh, psych.
How about we try that again, Matt?
Producer Zach, could you edit that out, please? Thanks.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right.
Ho-hos versus ding-dongs.
We're gonna have to have an additional conversation too, because
Yeah.
there's swish rolls and then there's ho-hos.
That's true. See, and that's what that would have been my argument. Would have been more ho-hos versus Swiss cake rolls over ding dongs.
I agree.
Talking about
This was
almost
submitted.
identical things when you're talking about those two.
I'm with you guys. Maybe by next week that's edited into what we're all thinking. Cool. Well, we did it. So make sure all of you amazing viewers come back next week if you have nothing to do. Make sure you bring some questions for next week. We'll continue to add on to the picker wheel. As you can see, it's starting to get a little thin. You can actually see its ribs of the wheel. So let's fan it up a little bit. Let's come back with some questions. That's all we got for you this week. That's all we got for you. So
I might ask some people on my trial live during one of the breaks tomorrow too. Maybe they can come up with some picker wheel questions for us that we can debate while we're on the show.
That'd be awesome. Yeah. And make sure you guys check out, obviously, if you want, Toby's YouTube. I was able to listen to it at work, which is kind of nice. And, just so there's something about just listening to Toby. Just really, and I was gonna turn this into funny, but this is gonna turn a little serious. It's just something about him super enjoying the live that he's in and just kind of feeding off, the video, because you guys see him on, High Notes and TikTok when they don't ban him and all that stuff, but you're just staring at a screen, this and that. But you get Toby, he can interact, he can throw some screens around, he can feature comments, and it's just a cool thing. Like, you were super into it, and
it's a lot of fun having that kind of control.
Yeah, and the viewers were loving it. You did a great job. So make sure you guys check out his YouTube. Obviously, Brandon, you still doing the streaming stuff, the video games and all that?
I am on Fridays and Saturdays, and I just wanted to say my favorite Amber Heard movie was Zombieland, where she gets her face eaten off in the beginning. So that's a good.
Well, it is the most accurate portrayal of Amber Heard, so I'm sure the acting wasn't a stretch for her to be a psychotic, violent zombie.
Did you see where she said that she was too pretty to play a zombie?
Yeah. And I also see that she mimicked the acting when she was on the couch, also not able to produce tears in that movie, on the stand several times.
We should have just made this an Amber Heard episode. That'd been great.
Yeah, we should have. I hate to say it, but eventually we're gonna have to cover it, guys. Like, yeah, it's eventually gonna have to happen.
As long as more, I told you that we'd do that. As long as more than, because I haven't watched anything, I don't know, so I can't really contribute. But I could Google some stuff and feed off you guys. But if you guys have been following it, we'll have some fun with it sometime.
I can give you a guy that you can go and watch clips of him on YouTube. He usually posts fairly shorter clips that actually do some pretty decent highlights. He goes by the name Asmon Gold, but if it's actually Asmon Gold TV clips, not the Asmon Gold TV account. He's got separate clip accounts where he makes shorter clips. He's been doing it since like day one of the trial. But you can find clips as short as like a minute and 30 seconds that kind of highlight things.
No shit.
And you can find a bunch of, I'll send you some TikTokers that have been covering it in very short TikTok video form too.
Yep.
Perfect. Not as good as YouTubers, but
I will say if you don't follow Half Famous, his last two that he's done day one of the last week of trial and day 3 of the last week of trial. If you guys have not seen those two videos from Half Famous on TikTok, please do yourself the joy of going to watch them. They are brilliant the way that he's done them. Kappa, I told him. Fuck.
He did. He told us. I listen, I'm on your side, Toby. The message has been delivered. Get off his back. But either way, we can't thank you guys enough. Go check out the trial coverage on Toby's YouTube. And we can't thank you guys enough. Have a good weekend. We'll be back next week, Tuesday, for Triple T. As long as, everything goes well and I can stay off the toilet. And also, we'll be back next week for episode 139. And maybe we'll have Zach, the producer, back. Maybe we'll have Logan. Who knows?
Don't worry about staying on the toilet or off the toilet. Just don't fall in.
Oh,
And if your phone falls in, right, it's gone.
it's gone. Let it go. Just like Elsa. Just let it go. That's all we got. We'll see you next week. Okay, bye.